Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding, except this week, because Black Friday is coming up and you need to know what boards to buy. Anyways, this Top 5, the Top 5 all-mountain Freeride boards for 2020. That's right. These are the boards that are a little more directional and a little bit more for charging hard versus freestyle aspects. Number 5, the Nitro Drop. This is one of my personal favorite boards. It's something that I've been looking at buying, but for obvious reasons, it's not making it further up on this list. This is a board that, even though it's got like a Freeride looking shape to it, it still rides more like a freestyle board. You do have the power pods underfoot, so it does give you added contact points so you can really grip and lay a trench. It is camber, so you can drive and push off of it. It floats exceptionally well with that nose shape in powder. It's a board that if you want to charge hard, you can, or if you just want to butter around in the POW, you can do that as well. It's a board that honestly, I could probably just ride it for everything and be totally fine with it. Number 4, the Wired Vantage. Yes, that little brand, Wired, out of Vancouver, Canada, makes it on another one of our top 5 lists. The Vantage is just an awesome freeride board. It's got a slight taper to it, slight setback. It's got a great camber profile to it that makes it very versatile for going out and driving a hard turn with it, as well as slashing POW. I got this into a couple feet of deep POW up at Powder Mountain in Utah, and when I just went as fast as I could in it, I was throwing up huge sprays. The board is solid, it's damp yet lively where it matters. You don't feel like you're really getting bucked around. Overall, it's a great ride. Number 3, the Ride Super Pig. This was a board that I got on and didn't want to get off of. Yes, it is volume shifted. Yes, it is directional. Yes, it blends a little bit of freestyle aspect to it, but in my opinion, it's actually a playful freeride board. That wider profile really lets it float when you get it into deeper POW. It gives you a little bit more stability on groomers as well, especially if you get into chopped out terrain. It's not going to buck you. With the way the camber profile is set up with that directional rocker, you got that rocker in the nose, camber underfoot. You've got power and drive where you need it, but you're going to get that float up front in the board where you want it. Number 2, the Jones Flagship. Is this any surprise? The board was revamped for 2020 and it was a blast to ride. It's a little bit more playful than it's been in years past, but that just adds more torsional flex to it, which really lets you drive it quicker. It transitions from edge to edge a lot smoother with a lot more power being thrown into it. You can still drive off the tail, lay a deep trench with it, get into some POW, go as fast as you want with it. Basically, it's a board for hauling ass if you want to, but you can still play around with it when you need to in lower angle snow or tight trees. Honorable mentions, the Yes Hybrid. It's a combination of the optimistic and the pick your line. Believe me, I was really trying to get this into the top 5, but this board just missed out because there were other boards that I just felt represented the all-mountain freeride category a little bit better. Still an amazing fucking snowboard. The Burton Deep Thinker. This is a board you can kind of do anything on that's a little more freeride focused. Unless you're Dan Davis, you can go ride pipe with it, I guess, if you want to. But every person I've talked to that's ridden it just raves how great this thing is. It lays a trench. It's a solid board. And for people that like Burton, it gives them that option for an all-mountain freeride board. And finally, the Endeavor Pioneer. It's a medium volume shifted board. It's got great float. It actually reminded me a lot of the Wired Vantage, but if I had to choose one over the other, obviously it was going to be the Wired Vantage. That board just seemed to encapsulate more of what I was looking for out of a board, but the Pioneer is still a solid deck. And the number 1 all-mountain freeride board is the niche Malstrom. If you're not familiar with niche snowboards, you should get educated on it. What I really liked about it was the way it tapered, the tip up kick in it. It really just plowed through powder. You could still charge with it. It wasn't very chattery. Basically, the side cut really grips on this board. It's a deck that I feel is underrated, and it blew me away when I got on it because, like, typically when I ride niche boards, they're like middle of the pack. Every now and then there's one that like stands out a little bit. This one just blew me away for what it was. It's a brand new model for this year. They just got into stores in the last 2 weeks, so if you haven't hopped on one yet or you haven't scooped it, do it now because I have a feeling after people really start watching the review of it, they're going to want it. This board was absolutely fucking fantastic. It was everything I would have wanted in an all-mountain Freeride specific board. This has been my top 5 list of all-mountain Freeride boards. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I miss one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about these snowboards. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the content we've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And trust me, this week especially, ton of content coming out for you guys. So make sure that you're clicking that bell, you're getting those notifications. And if you'd really like to support us and you really want to see us grow out what we're trying to do over here, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.